Good morning, students. Welcome back to the second part of economic botany. Here we shall learn different economically important plants like dye-yielding plants, resins, medicinal plants, sugar-yielding plants, etc. Let's see dye-yielding plants. Most of the natural dyes are vegetable dyes from plants, and they are obtained from roots, leaves, barks, wood, etc. And the plant pigments show all the attractive colors, and these natural dyes are largely used for coloring textiles, medicines, paints, paper, etc. Due to their non-toxic effect, they are used for coloring various food products. Let's see, the first dye-yielding plant is henna, and the binomial is Lawsonia inermis. It is a flowering plant belonging to the family Lythraceae, and the morphology of useful parts are its leaves, and it has been used since the Bronze Age to dye skin, hair, nails, leather, silk and wool, and it is used in cosmetics also, and its fresh leaves may be used as an antifungal agent, and it's also used against bacterial skin infections, and it also promotes healthy hair. And its coloring properties are due to lawsone, an organic compound, and its flowers, the henna flowers, are also used to make perfumes from ancient times. So these are some of the uses of henna plants. Is that very common natural dye yielding plant. Next one is annatto. Annatto is an orange red food color and derived from the seeds of Bixa orellana, and it is the most commonly used food coloring agent, and the color comes from various carotenoid pigments like bixin and norbixin found in the reddish coating of the seeds. This is the reddish coating of the seeds, and this annatto produced from the plant Bixa orellana. Its binomial is Bixa orellana and the family Bixaceae, and the useful part is seed. And these annatto color are safe for most people, but they may cause some allergic reactions to sensitive people. And research studies suggest that they have antioxidant and antimicrobial properties. And it is a tasteless one, so it is used for coloring cheese, butter, ice creams, etc. And it is used in paints, varnishes, shoe polishes, hair oils and soaps. So its binomial is Bixa orellana. Next products are resins. Resins are metabolic byproducts of plant tissues either in normal course or often as a result of disease or injuries to the bark, wood or roots of certain plants. And these resins represents the oxidation products of various essential oils, and they are mostly found in the stem of trees and roots, etc. And they are commonly yellowish solids, insoluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents like alcohol, turpentine, etc. And it normally oozes out through the bark and hardens on exposure to air. Their resins oozes out through the bark and hardens. They hardens on exposure to air, just like this. And let's see the commonly used resin, that is Asafoetida, and it is obtained from the plant Ferula asafoetida. It's a perennial herb from the family Apiaceae, and the morphology of useful part is the resin obtained from the roots. The resin is obtained from the roots of Ferula asafoetida plant. And the Asafoetida is the dried aromatic resin exuded from the rhizome or rootstock of Ferula plants, and it has a bad smell and bitter taste, so it is called devil's dung. And the major producers of asafoetida are Afghanistan and Iran. And in India, it is imported from Iran and Afghanistan. And the resin is obtained from making incisions in the roots of the plant, and usually 4 to 5 year old plants develop very thick and massive fleshy carrot shaped roots, and the upper part of the root is laid bare and the stem is cut close to the crown. Then what happened? A milky juice exudes from the cut surface, which soon coagulates when exposed to air. And after some days, the exudated resin is scraped off. Then it is processed and marketed either as lumps or in the powder form. As you all know, the uses of asafoetida. It is normally bitter and acrid in taste, and it emits a strong and peculiar odor, and it is used for flavoring curries, pickles and sauces, and used in several Ayurvedic medicines also, and it stimulates intestinal, respiratory tracts and nervous system, and it is useful in asthma and chronic bronchitis, and it is also used as a carminative and help in digestion, and used as expectorant for asthma and cough related problems. So these are the uses of asafoetida. And the binomial, please remember, the binomial is Ferula asafoetida, and the family Apiaceae, and morphology of useful part is resin obtained from the roots. Next one is tuber crops. They are fleshy underground roots or stems, that is, the reserve food is stored in the form of starch in underground portions like roots and modified stems, so that part becomes fleshy and variously shaped. And most of the farmers have preferred these tuber crops like cassava, colocasia, yam, sweet potato, amorphophallus, etc. An important item is cassava or tapioca, and its binomial is Manihot esculenta, and the family Euphorbiaceae, and the useful part is tuber or root tuber. Root tuber is the useful part. Tapioca or cassava, it is a very important staple food for the poorer section of the population of many tropical countries. And the plant is originated from tropical America, and now it is cultivated under various conditions of climate and soil types throughout the tropics. The plants contain some amount of poisonous hydrogenic acid, which however disappears on boiling or roasting. And the tapioca makes delicious curries and is very nutritious, and the flour is used in making halwa, puddings and biscuits, breads, cakes, cookies, etc. And the granulated tapioca called pearl tapioca, and it is sold in the market as a substitute for sago. This is the sago or pearl tapioca prepared from the starch of cassava or tapioca. And the tapioca is a good anti-famine food, and its starch is used in textile and paper industries, and the plant is propagated through stem cuttings. So the binomial is Manihot esculenta, and the family Euphorbiaceae, and the useful part is root tuber. Next one is oil yielding plants. There are several species of plants yielding oils, both edible and industrial, in high percentages. India holds a prominent position in the world market in oil seeds. There are different types of oils extracted from plants. They are groundnut oil, coconut oil, gingerly oil, mustard oil, castor oil, etc. And the fats and oils occur as stored food in plant parts, especially the seeds. Let's see the important oil yielding plant, coconut. And the binomial is Cocos nucifera, and the family Araceae, and the morphology of useful part is the endosperm. And the coconut oil is obtained from the dry kernel or copra of the coconut fruit, and it is a very valuable oil used for cooking and several toilet preparations like soap, shampoo, hair oil, cosmetics, shaving creams, etc. And it's an ingredient of several Ayurvedic medicines. And the coconut husk is the source of fiber and coir, and the leaves are used for thatching roofs. And toddy, it's a drink, it's obtained by tapping the young inflorescence of coconut. So these are the uses of coconut, and it's a major important oil yielding plant, and is widely cultivated in Kerala, and Kerala leads in the production of coconut oil, coir fibers, and excellent coir goods. Next one is gingerly, and its binomial is Sesamum indicum or Sesamum orientale, and belongs to the family Pedaliaceae, and the useful parts are seeds. And gingerly oil is extracted from the seeds of Sesamum plants. And it's an annual herb. It is mostly grown in Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. And India is the largest producer of this crop. And the superior quality gingerly oil is used for cooking in South India, and it is also used to oil the body before bathing. And the inferior quality oil is usually used for lighting in villages, and used for soap making, hair oil making, perfumes, etc. It's also an ingredient in Ayurvedic preparations or medicines. And its oil cakes are used as cattle feed. Let's see sugar yielding plants. Sugar is one of the most essential commodities of everyday use. And cane sugar or sucrose is the main commercial sugar used universally as a sweetener. And cane sugar is one of the best sources of energy available to man. And this sugar serves as a reserve food for the plant, and it is stored in roots, stem, flower, and fruits. There are two main sources of supply of sugar in the world. They are sugar cane in tropical countries and sugar beet in temperate countries. Let's see sugar cane. Its binomial is Saccharum officinarum, belongs to the family Poaceae or Graminae, and the morphology of useful part is its stem. So binomial is Saccharum officinarum. There are several varieties grown all over India. The major sugarcane producer states in India are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Maharashtra. It is propagated through stem cuttings, and nearly 55% of the national yield of sugarcane is used for making jaggery. India is the largest cane growing country in the world, and this sugar can easily be oxidized to produce energy in the body, and it includes and it is used as a sweetener for edible dishes, tea, coffee, milk, and other drinks. And the stem is solid and consists of numerous juicy fibrous strands, and from these juicy fibrous strands and the juice extraction takes place. From that juice, finally the sugar is produced. Next are latex yielding plants. Latex is found in nature as a milky fluid found in 10% of all flowering plants. It is a complex emulsion consisting of proteins, alkaloids, starches, sugar, oil, tannin, resins, gums, etc. that coagulate on exposure to air, and it is usually exuded after tissue injury. The important rubber yielding plant is Hevea brasiliensis, and the family Euphorbiaceae, and the morphology of useful part is the latex obtained from the stem. I repeat, binomial Hevea brasiliensis, family Euphorbiaceae, useful part latex from the stem. It's a big tree which is the main source of commercial rubber, and the yield starts 7 or 8 years after planting, and the latex is collected by tapping the bark, and it is then allowed to coagulate with the addition of water and a little formic acid. And the rubber is used for manufacturing balloons, gloves, and it is used to make tires, tubes for the wheels of various types of vehicles, and used for making rubber shoes, rubber sheets, rubber belts, insulation of electric wires, and various other goods of commercial importance. And it is used in footwear industry and for making hot water bag, mattresses, etc. Indian rubber is mostly consumed within the country itself. The majority of rubber plantations are in Kerala, and the rest being in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Let's see the medicinal plants. For time immemorial, plants have been used for medicinal purposes, and the medicinal properties are due to the presence of some phytochemicals like alkaloids. And these medicinal plants nowadays face both general threats such as climate change and habitat destruction, and the specific threat of overcollection to meet market need. Let's see some of the important medicinal plants. Cyda, its binomial is Cyda cordifolia and belongs to the family Malvaceae, and the whole plant is used in Ayurvedic medicine. So the morphology of useful part is whole plant, and the plant is used in the treatment of inflammation of the oral mucosa and used for nasal congestion, and it is used for treating cancer, for encouraging liver growth, etc. Next one is ginger, and its binomial is Zingiber officinae and family Zingiberaceae. Morphology of useful part is the rhizome. And ginger, it adds good aroma to curries, drinks, etc. And the rhizomes are carminative, helps in digestion, stimulant and aromatic. And the oil of rhizome and the oil obtained from rhizome is used as a flavoring substance in soft drinks and liquors, and it is used in colic diseases and vomiting. And the ginger, the rhizome, is used as a spice in bakery products, pickles, sauces, etc. and it is also used in perfumery. Next important medicinal plant is aloe, and its binomial is aloe vera, and the family Liliaceae. A morphology of useful part is the stem, and the leaf pulp is given in fever, liver and spleen enlargement, skin diseases, piles, jaundices, etc. And due to its cooling and soothing effects, it's used to treat burns. And it also improves oral health, and it may improve skin texture and prevent wrinkle formation. So that's why it's a major ingredient in creams, face creams, etc. Next one is Catharanthus, and binomial Vinca rosea, and belongs to the family Apocynaceae. And the morphology of useful part is its root and leaf. And all parts of the plants, especially the root bark, contain three alkaloids of the Rauwolfia group, namely agemalacin, serpentine, and reserpine. These alkaloids possess hypotensive, sedative, and tranquilizing properties. And they also causes relaxation of plain muscles and depression of the central nervous system. And in addition to this, there are a few more important alkaloids like vinblastine, vincristine, and leucocristine, and these are used as anti-cancer drugs. And it's also used for diabetes and high blood pressure. And the leaf juice is applied in vast tinges. And also possess, and the leaf extract also possess antibacterial activity also. Next one is neem, and its binomial is Azadirachta indica, and it belongs to the family Meliaceae, and the useful part is leaf. And the plant is a native tree of India, and it has been declared as the tree of the 21st century by the United Nations. And it is used in Ayurveda for lots of treatments, and is the main ingredient in blood purification formula, and used for diabetic treatments, and for arthritis, used for rheumatism, treatment of malaria, removal of parasites, etc. And it's used for fungal infection and treatment of skin diseases. Several chemical compounds are present in the neem, like nimbin, nimbidin, nimbidol, jedulin, quercetin, etc. So these are some of the economically important plants. Thank you for listening.